Scott with the Scottman. We're here to do a drive video today. We're heading north on I-69 North. We're here in Northeast Indiana. So we are continuing the I-69 series of videos in not only Michigan, but also even here in Indiana. So we're going to be driving the northeastern part of, in the state of Indiana on I-69. So we're starting off the video here at I-469 South, so to the south of Fort Wayne, and we're going to be heading all the way up to the Indiana Toll Road near like Angola, Angola, Indiana, which is just to the south of the Indiana-Michigan border. Because the last video I did up in that area was from the Indiana Toll Road going all the way up to I-94 near Marshall, Michigan. It is a beautiful morning out. The sun's out, it's mostly sunny, and my current thermometer is reading 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Convert that to Celsius, it is around maybe or even getting close to 3 degrees. Yeah, a little fun fact, I just filmed the video on I-469 going north just now. And to do that video, I filmed that, then I came back down this way, did a U-turn, and, well, got off at the exit back there, did a U-turn off the freeway, and then started heading back this way. So after I filmed this video, it's like I will have filmed all the freeways in Fort Wayne because, well, there aren't that many compared to, like, Toledo. So for the first 10 minutes or so, we're going to be in the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, which Fort Wayne is the second largest city in the state of Indiana. And I was just out here for the weekend. I spent one night out here, and I got to check out the city, which I go more into that in my previous drive video. So I won't say a whole lot in this video, but I had a really great time, and spent the night last night just because I didn't want to drive back completely in the dark and have to worry about hitting deer or anything in the middle of or in the evening after dark. But at the same time, I knew I wouldn't be able to film any driving videos if I would have gone home yesterday or like last night. So I'm starting to head back to Michigan now, and normally I don't go this way. I typically, if I'm coming up from like Indianapolis or something, I'm usually getting off at I-469 where I started this video, and I take that to go up to Highway 24 to go east toward the Toledo area. And then I head back up to the Michigan that way, because that's a lot faster than going this way. However, it's like, I figure since I was in Fort Wayne, I go ahead and film this today, because if I were to do any other videos in Indiana that are a lot further south, that way I don't have to go back this way to film this. Because going this way up to Michigan, it does go out of my way a little bit. So it's not really practical for me to go this way, so. But anyway, so we're now truly getting into the Fort Wayne area. And it looks like they're doing a lot of road work going north, because yeah, they're not doing anything going south right now. So this exit here, this is US Highway 24 West. So US Highway 24 West continues to the west through the northern part of Indiana, but it doesn't continue going east on Jefferson Boulevard. So Highway 24 from here continues north on I-69 up to 469 south, or at the northern junction. And you got some different hotels over here. There's a big hospital. There's a Kroger in this area too. Matter of fact, yeah, the Fairfield Inn just off at this interchange. So you got the big Lutheran hospital off to the right. Although it's like, yeah, we're past peak when it comes to fall foliage, there's still some nice color in the trees down here compared to back up in Michigan. 46 miles to Angola, so we got quite a bit of ways to go in this video. So this is going to be a longer than normal video, but it shouldn't be too bad though. So as I was saying, yeah, the first part of this video is going to be in the Fort Wayne area, and then once we get past Fort Wayne, then we'll be mostly in the Indiana countryside. Yeah, overall, this was a nice little quick weekend trip because, yeah, I'm not filming this over any holidays and I didn't take any time off from work. So it was a nice little weekend getaway. It's like I left early Saturday morning, and now I'm heading back this morning. Yeah, I definitely need to do more of these just because it's a nice little getaway. It's like I get back out on the road, but without having to go too far. Because there's all sorts of different like weekend trips I could do. Like this was a good one. I'll be honest with you, this was the summertime. I almost probably could have done this in a day. But there's many places in Indiana I could easily do weekend trips. Like there's Indianapolis for one, although I would want to go down on a Friday evening for that one. I gotta blow my nose really quick. That's a lot better. So yeah, right now we're pretty much due west of Fort Wayne. Oh yeah, they even have this entrance ramp closed off completely. Anyway, so other weekend trips I could do, yeah, there's also, I need to get back to South Bend, Indiana at some point too, because I've been there once, but a long time ago. I did like an older video there. And for what I've heard in the comments section of that video, there's been a lot of changes since I went there, so it might be a cool idea to go back at some point. Who knows, maybe next year I could go to South Bend. Okay, 42 miles to Angola. If I were to go all the way up to Lansing, that's 132 miles. There's always Northwest Indiana too, like way out toward the Gary, Portage, that overall area. Because I know my very good friend Dima lives out in that area, and he always enjoys when I head out to that part because we can always meet up for a little bit. Because I was out in that area on my way back from Wisconsin back in early July. Got to meet up with him for a few hours, get some food and things like that. It was like right around the 4th of July holiday. Oh yeah, look at my gas tank too. After I get done with this video, I definitely will need to stop and get gas. I believe there's a gas station just to the north of the Indiana toll road, just before crossing over into Michigan. And heck, there's other smaller cities in Indiana I need to check out too. Like there's Muncie, Indiana, which is where Ball State University is located. There's Anderson, Indiana, although I'm not sure what's in Anderson, to be honest with you. And then with the Indianapolis area, there's also some of the different suburbs that are really nice too. Like Carmel, Indiana is supposed to be really nice. And there's also Lafayette and West Lafayette over in the western part of the state. Kind of go along I-65, which that's like where Purdue University is located. Like that's another nice area. Or even going to South Indiana, like going down toward like Evansville. Although that'll take me a little bit longer to get down there, so I almost would have to plan like a day off to get down to that part of Indiana. And right here, this is a pretty big interchange. So if the second exit, that's Highway 30 West and Highway 33 North. So if you're trying to head up toward like Elkhart, Indiana, you definitely want to get off at this exit here. The first exit we passed by, that goes to a pretty big shopping area. There's like a pretty big shopping mall that's here in the northwest part of Fort Wayne. So yeah, it's a major shopping area. In addition to an indoor shopping mall. I feel like I can almost get over to the right lane now, but I'm afraid it's gonna it's gonna end or something. All right, so we're gonna see a little bit of sun coming up, so I apologize about that, but it shouldn't be for too long. Exit here. Yeah, I don't think the right lane's ending. I'm gonna go ahead and get back over. So this exit here, this is Highway 27, and this is the northern end of 27. If you take Highway 27 south, you'll head into downtown Fort Wayne. And I go more into it in my 469 video. But Highway 27, this is where it ends, but it used to go up into Michigan. But I decided to truncate that to here instead and have 127 continue north of Lansing, where 27 used to go. And now in Michigan, it's 127 going all the way up to toward Grayling, Michigan. All right, now we're starting to get out away from the sun, and we shouldn't have to see the sun in the rest of this video, I don't think. Okay, looks like we're finally getting out of the work zone. That was a pretty lengthy one, I'll be honest with you. Florida one time. the hotel I stayed at near Jacksonville, the water tasted terrible. And then remember the one time I went to the Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine, Florida, where you're able to drink the water there. The water tasted terrible as well too, and I don't think I felt any younger after drinking that. But I'll be honest with you though, it did make me feel older, so maybe it did work after all. So 44 miles or 38 minutes all the way up to Michigan, although we won't be going all the way up there in this video. Another work zone. It's like they're everywhere here in Indiana. So right now we are approaching the exit for I-469, the northern junction of it, or the northern end of it. So Highway 24 and 30 continue at this exit here. They follow I-469 east/south, and then you can get to Highway 24 east from down on 469. Looks like most of the road work is for 469, which makes sense because I remember saying that at the end of my I-469 video. So that's good, yeah. Very short work zone, not much of one for I-69 here. Suburbs of Fort Wayne continue up quite a ways over here. Got some more hotels over here. We see a Bob Evans. Oh yeah, that's gotta be looks like a big hospital, but maybe not. I'm trying to see. Oh, it is a hospital. Yeah, medical center, women's children. Yeah, so it's a hospital, medical center. So it's a big medical complex. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about earlier, it's like, yeah, there's more different weekend trips I can easily do. Like, there's a lot even in Ohio I need to do too. Like, I need to do some more stuff down in over in Columbus. There's some things I can do in Cincinnati. I also need to do more in the Cleveland area too. And yeah, even the northern shoreline of Lake Erie too, like going up the northeast part over toward Ashtabula. That's supposed to be really nice. Or heck, even check out some of the communities between Cleveland and Toledo too. Like there's Sandusky, there's Portland. I've been there before. I've done videos a long time ago, but I almost should do some updated videos over in that area. Plus, yeah, Sandusky is also where Cedar Point's located, which is the big amusement park. Alright, so we're now starting to get out of the Fort Wayne area now. I'm still seeing some neighborhoods way off in the distance, but not a whole lot. So for the rest of this video, we're going to be mostly driving through the countryside, or mainly driving through the countryside of Indiana. is the main route, I would say, like if people coming up from like the Indianapolis area or southern Indiana. Alright, that was weird. It's like, yeah, my GoPro decided to stop recording there. And it stopped again, so something weird is going on with the GoPro, but I think we're back to recording again. So apologies for some of the minor hiccups there, but thankfully it wasn't anything too crazy. So like any of the lost footage was like minimal. But yeah, it's like I recently enabled voice commands on this GoPro. I didn't say anything to do it to where it would have ceased the recording or anything like that, but this GoPro is getting old, and at some point I probably should get a new one. Before I do that, I do need to check if I already get one of the newer GoPros, like the Hero 10 or something. I need to see if a lot of my accessories will work with this the Hero 5 Black or not, because if not, then that's gonna be quite a bit of an investment. DeKalb County, just got out of Allen County, which that was the county for Fort Wayne. Okay, yeah, things should be looking pretty good now, thankfully. Knock on wood. But yeah, anyway, with my GoPro, I've had this GoPro for almost 7 years. It's done very well, although it's like I had to get a new case for it, like a protector case, which is what I use which enables me to mount this to my dashboard. It's like the power button on that gave way, so I ended up having to buy a new case for it. I forgot, it was either earlier this year or it was like sometime last year. Been wanting to get a new one just because it's like for what I use the GoPro for, it does really well, especially because I mainly use it for the driving videos, and it's like the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Although if it starts to act a little funny or something, then I'll have no choice. But thankfully GoPros aren't insanely expensive. Well, the new ones can be a few $100s, but not like if you were to buy like a state-of-the-art mirrorless digital camera that could do like really good photo and video quality, like the Canon R5 or EOS R5 R6, one of those two cameras. But one of those are like $2,000 or $3,000. So I was like, yikes! So it's like getting a camera like that is almost worth the investment if you're working professionally as a photographer or videographer and you're getting paid to do that. Then it's worth the investment because you can easily earn back the money you spent for that. It's something I'll look forward or look into getting at some point. good news is the audio still comes out pretty well. It's not like it's bad or anything. If it was, yeah, that'd be a major problem. Then I'd have to buy a new camera and fast. But if I were to get a new digital camera, I probably would lean toward getting a mirrorless camera or something. So I think they're supposed to be better for what I was hearing. Oh, anyway, so I forgot to point out, you had 23 miles to go to Angola, 111 miles to Lansing. And that looks disgusting right over there. Indiana area. So yeah, pretty much for the rest of I-69 in the state of Indiana going north, we're just going by like these smaller towns. Big enough town to where there's like you at least have a Home Depot. There's even an Applebee's, a Steak and Shake, Taco Bell, Arby's, Culver's. There's also a Hampton Inn I just passed by too. Some Holiday Inn Express way off the freeway. So it's not a very small town. Smaller than Fort Wayne, of course, but still enough to where there's some spots to get some food. Like even at a sit-down restaurant, it's not just like a small town with maybe a McDonald's or something. So we got a ways to go still in this video, like maybe like another 20 minutes maybe. Because the Angola area is where the Indiana toll road is. Which yeah, it's like the Indiana toll road is, which eventually connects over to the Chicago Skyway. It's the main toll road and the only toll road in the state of Indiana, excluding the toll bridge that goes over to Louisville. If you go south on I-65 going into Kentucky, that bridge is a toll bridge. Which for me is no problem because I've won those easy passes. So I can get billed really easily. Compared to if you had to get it by mail. Yeah, I ended up getting the easy pass for when I did the road trip out to Massachusetts back in April, which yeah, that was very helpful, and it saved a lot of money too with doing that. And I got to put it to use too when I came back from Wisconsin, because I came back through Chicago. I was able to get on the I-294 with ease, because I-294 is a toll road. That's one thing that Detroit doesn't have that Chicago has, are all the toll roads. Because yeah, there are no toll roads in Michigan, with the exception of the toll bridges and tolls. Like the only thing that's tolled in Michigan would be all the international crossings to Canada and the Mackinac Bridge. Heck, I think even the Michigan State Legislature, I think was trying to get a bill passed to get rid of the tolls for the Mackinac Bridge, but I don't think either that was tabled or was voted down. Which I could see that continue to be tolled, just because it's like they're always doing work on that bridge. And it's like the tolls do help with the upkeep with the Mackinac Bridge. Oh, that's right. I think what I was talking about when the video cut out briefly was, yeah, if you're coming from the Indianapolis area or southern Indiana and you're going up to Michigan, if you're going to Lansing or anywhere in central Michigan, like Lansing, or continuing north up to Mount Pleasant or Grayling, heading up to northern Michigan, going up to like Mackinac, the Mackinac area, this is your best route, taking I-69 north, going all the way up this way up to Lansing. If you're going to Detroit, or if you're going over to Ontario, then you're going to want to get off at 469 in Fort Wayne, then get on to 24, go to Toledo, then take I-75 north up into Detroit. Or if you're going to Ann Arbor, then you can take 23 north out of Toledo. But if you're going to the western part of Michigan, like to Grand Rapids or Muskegon, anywhere on the western side of the state, you're generally going to want to take Highway 31 north out of Indianapolis, head up towards South Bend, and then take Highway 31 north into Michigan, going past Niles, heading up toward, because it links up with I-94 and I-196 up near the St. Joseph, Benton Harbor area. Then you can take 196 north up towards South Haven, Holland, and then eventually over toward Grand Rapids. One thing I will say, though, is if you're going over to Canada via the Blue Water Bridge, then you can also take I-69 as well, too, because this I-69 up in Lansing then turns east, going over toward Flint, and then it ends in Port Huron. You can cross over in Ontario that way, too. Because, yeah, if you go this way, you don't have to deal with Toledo or Detroit, but you do have to go through Lansing, which Lansing's not a problem because I-69 goes around Lansing. And then Flint, and then you just have to go through Flint, which is not really that bad. Or Detroit, if you're going through Detroit, that's pretty big, and there's a lot going on there. This is a common sight here in northern Indiana, just a lot of farmland, even some rolling hills too. So this is pretty similar to southern Michigan too, where you got lots of farmland and some rolling hills. Until Thanksgiving, although this video will be going up after Thanksgiving, so by the time you watch this video, Thanksgiving would have already happened. But yeah, looking forward to Thanksgiving because we got a big family gathering coming up, lots of great food, lots of great side dishes, so I'll always look forward to that. Thanksgiving, we'll be getting into the holiday season with Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the festive holidays. Like pricey just because I always get to see family, and I always love checking out the Christmas decorations because people go all out with their decorations around the holidays. It's absolutely festive. And it's like when it comes to like holiday, Christmas music is great to listen to, but not when you listen to it on repeat every day, or even when you listen to it too early. Because I'm not one of those people who turns on Christmas music on November 1st when Halloween's over with. Although it's said that November 1st is the day that a Mariah Carey gets thawed out of ice and then starts singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Well, not really, but it's a meme to where it's like once November 1st comes out, it's like Mariah Carey comes out of her shell or gets thawed out or something out of a giant block of ice, and then it's time for my song. But it's like, yeah. Oh, entering Steuben County now. Anyway, so it's like Mariah Carey she's a really famous pop singer. She has a lot of big hits, especially out in the 90s and the 2000s. But her Christmas song, "All I Want for Christmas Is You," is one of the most famous Christmas songs, and she's almost mostly known for that Christmas song now, even though she has a lot of other big hits as well too. It's kind of like the same thing with like Nat King Cole or Johnny Mathis and Burl Ives, Bing Crosby, where they have like a lot of classic songs. Like, of course, Nat King Cole with songs like "Unforgettable" or like "Chances Are" by Johnny Mathis, but they're mostly known these days mostly for their Christmas music. So it's almost like it's like, oh, I love Johnny Mathis or I love Bing Crosby, and then after the Christmas, it's like they don't think of them again until November. Sign back there, less than 8 miles to go till Angola, so we're getting close to the Indiana toll road. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been on this stretch of I-69, because I normally don't go this way. A lot of clouds up in Michigan right now, though. So that's a bummer, but it's alright. Although technically, I think we have to go past the Angola area before we get to the Indiana toll road. So yeah, again, this is gonna be a longer driving video than normal, but it's all good though. It's like there's no real good place to really break this up into two pieces. A lot of deer carcasses. This is why I stay the night in Fort Wayne, my friends. That, and also to film these driving videos. Because you never know when Bambi's just gonna come right across and crash into your vehicle. So it's like, figure better to spend a night down in Fort Wayne. That way, maybe you could just save the life of a deer. But unfortunately, it's probably gonna be the case where someone else will hit it instead. Christmas music, it's like I never start listening to it till after Thanksgiving. It's like, gotta take one holiday at a time. So I get through Halloween first, first and get through Thanksgiving, and then you can play all the Christmas music you want, whether it's All for Christmas Is You, Last Christmas, the Christmas Song, any of the Christmas classics. It's like yeah, the song Last Christmas by Wham is another great one too. It's like there's even these games that they have out there now too, where like there's a game called Whamageddon, where it's like it's a mix of the band Wham and the term Armageddon, where it's like how it works is that starting either it's the day after Thanksgiving or the first day of December or something. It's like if you hear the song Last Christmas by Wham on the radio or something, or you hear it as soon as you recognize the song itself, the main song, not a cover of it, it's like you basically lose the game. So it's like a contest of trying to avoid hearing the song. But then there's also an exact opposite of the game called Wham Hunter, where you're wanting to hear the song as much as possible, and you try to tally up all the times you hear the song from like maybe like the 1st of December or something until like Christmas Eve. Pretty funny how Christmas music has become a game now for certain songs, and I think they even do the same thing. I think they even do like a Whamageddon like game with All I Want for Christmas Is You as well too. That one's probably even harder because that song's even more famous and more well heard than Last Christmas these days. And this exit here, this is Highway 20. Take that west out toward LaGrange, and then going east, that goes into the city of Angola. And Highway 20 continues east, running generally parallel with the Indiana Toll Road / Ohio Turnpike, and it heads out toward Toledo. So you'll get the next sign here. So the Indiana Toll Road, 7 miles, 88 miles to Lansing. So we got like another 7 miles to go in this video. So filming time like another 5 or 6 minutes. And yeah, this is not going to be my last driving video I'm filming today, because once I get over into Michigan, I want to film a video on M60 going from I-69 all the way to where it ends at I-94 to the west of Jackson, Michigan. Because I figure I need to catch up on some of these driving videos, because ever since I got back from the country of Georgia back in September, I've been running out of driving videos to film. So I've been having to try to ensure I try to film at least one each weekend. Because I wasn't filming a lot of driving videos in late August, or especially the first 2/3 of September. So now we're doing this weekend trip to Fort Wayne. I'm able to get 3 driving videos this weekend. So now I can finally get ahead on these videos a little bit. So that way I don't have to worry about trying to go out of my way to film a driving video on a weekend where I don't really need to or something. But whenever I get a chance, I should try to do one. So that way I don't fall behind. Because you never know, we could get 2 or 3 straight weekends with really bad snowstorms this winter. So it's like, yay, I can't go out. But I don't think we'll see anything that bad this winter, just because they're saying it's supposed to be a strong El Nino, and it should be a milder winter. But of course, at the same time, the forecasts aren't perfect. Yeah, so many deer carcasses along the highway. So now I'm really glad I did not come back last night. degrees, just shy of 5 degrees Celsius. So it's warmed up a little bit, even though we've gone further north. But just because the sun's been up longer than, or it's been up for quite a while now, because sunrise was like an hour and a half ago. Another mile, we got the exit for State Route 127, which that's a nice little shortcut over to Route 120. What's cool about Route 120, which goes through Fremont, Indiana, is that we continue on 120 east. That's the one spot in the state of Indiana where you can drive east into Michigan, because it turns into Territorial Road into Michigan, and then going further east, then the road goes a little bit to the south and heads down into Ohio, and it works its way over to the Sylvania, Ohio area, going over toward Toledo. And also this exit here, you got the Pokagon State Park. I could be pronouncing that incorrectly. It's either Pokagon or Pokagon. I'm not sure what the correct pronunciation is. If you happen to know, feel free to comment in the video how you're supposed to say it. But yeah, this area is a little bit more scenic because the hills are a little bit more vibrant than they were further south. So you got like a mile and a half to go to get to the Indiana Toll Road. So if you go east on the Indiana Toll Road, that'll take you into Ohio. It turns into the Ohio Turnpike, and it'll take you over toward Toledo, and eventually to not Columbus, but Cleveland, and then Youngstown, and then the Ohio Turnpike turns into the Pennsylvania Turnpike going toward Pittsburgh, before ending up over toward Harrisburg and then Philadelphia. And then you go west on the Indiana Toll Road, which again, that's Interstate 80, Interstate 90. That'll take you out toward Elkhart and South Bend, Indiana, and then eventually heads out towards Chicago. So we'll film until we get to the overpass for the Indiana Toll Road, not the exit. Although the distance between the two are pretty short. Oh yeah, here's the bridge for Route 120. And here's the exit for the Indiana Toll Road. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video here on I-69 North, going from I-469, the southern junction, south of Fort Wayne, going all the way up to Indiana Toll Road near Angola and Fremont, Indiana. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, and don't forget to click that subscribe button, so that way you don't miss out on any future adventures of mine. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, the Scottman, signing out.